First thing is how we can design a website. The first thing, we have to know about the HTML, hypertext markup language, and its tags. So let's try with an example. I'm going to discuss a web page with the help of HTML tags. So for design, first I have to take HTML is the particular kinds of language which does not need any kinds of special software, because while performing a C operations, while performing an operations in C language, or while performing an operation in CPP language, while performing an operations in .NET framework, we need some kinds of IDE, integrated development environments or softwares for creating such kinds of programs and softwares. But here we does not need any kinds of special softwares for designing an HTML page. First of all, we have to, if you are using the Windows operating systems, this is the Windows 7 operating systems, there will be a start button, click on it, then go to the notepad, type notepad, press enter, the notepad will come. This is a platform where we are creating our HTML designing page. So I have already discussed that HTML consists of a lot of predefined tags. So first of all, we are starting our sections. I have opened this notepad to create a registration form. So I will starting tag as HTML. So I have designed a page. Okay, I have designed a page that consists of a lot of HTML tags. So let's start. This is called as a starting tag of an HTML. The starting tag has also a proper closing tag too. If I start with HTML, I should close the HTML tag, and I will show you. This is called as the closing tag of an HTML. If I open a particular tag in an HTML, there are some exceptional tags for not closing, but generally, if I open a particular tag in an HTML, it should be closed in a similar manner. So I have opened my HTML tag and started my code. So I will explain about the code. First one is the head section. HTML is a predefined. These tags are all predefined tags. We do not need to give a special meaning to these tags because it has already been defined. It is called as a reserved words. Okay, so I start with HTML, then I go to the head section. In the head section, the title tag is been tailored. So what's the purpose of title tag? Title is the description for or the naming for that particular page. See, if here I am creating a registration page, so it should have the title as registration. If I am creating a contact us page, it should have the title as contact us. This is not this is just a common methodology only. Then if I am creating a gallery page, it should have a title as gallery. So what are the title we have to give for that particular page we are creating? We have to tailor it in the head section with the help of a title tag. I have opened the title tag and give the description as registration. So because I am creating here a registration form, I opened the title tag and then just closed it, and I closed my head section because I am doing only this only the title only. I am not entering my CSS cascading style field, or I am not entering a script into this code. So this is only done with the title tag. Next, I come to the important section of the web page. It is called as a body. It is a term similar to the English term body. It is the main content. Like a human, the HTML page has also a body part. It is an inner content. What do you mean by what is the item that is being shown towards the user? It has to be displayed, or it has to be showcased in the body section. So I start the body tag, and the next item is BG color. So what do you mean by body is a tag? So what is BG color? BG color can be treated as an attribute. Every tag in an HTML used for the designing has an equivalent attribute. Say for example, if I am taking a common cluster, a common entity, an employee, every employee has a name. So employee can be treated as a tag. See, in the real life example, I have taken an employee. So it correlate it with HTML tag. So employee, there is a tag. So employee is similar to an HTML tag. Then every employee has a name, isn't it? See, my name, I am an employee here. My name is Ashish. Every employee has an age. I have an age. Similarly, another employee have an age. The next thing is every employee have a date of birth, right? Then every employee have an address. Every employee have a phone number. So these items can be treated as or can be called as an attribute. So body is a tag, and I have called BG color as an attribute that can be given to the body. So what do you mean by BG color? BG color is the color that is being given to the background of the body section. So I have given an hexadecimal code here, that is an HTML color code. So you can just Google it. While Googling HTML, just type in Google search and type that HTML color codes. We can see a lot of color codes with this in these formats. It will start with a hash symbols and there will be an hexadecimal numbers. It means a lot of letters and number combinations, right? Or basically we can give the basic colors like red, green, blue, magenta, yellow, etc. So this is an attribute body. So I have created a page with the title as registrations, and I have opened my body tag, and I give a color to it. The next thing is center. It's another tag used in the designing sections for the alignment, for making aligned. See, a text, a image, a video, a graphic, etc. can be aligned in 3 sections. While opening a particular web page, we can align in 3 formats: left side, center side, right side. It's a common alignment. 3 alignments will be left side, center, and right side. So here I want to display the content registration form in the center section of my web page. So I have given it inside the center tag. I have aligned it inside the center tag. Next tag is H3. So what do you mean by H3? Center tag is used for the alignment. New tag. I have given another extra tag before the registration form, before my text registration form. It is H3. What do you mean by H3? H stands for heading. In order to give the headings in HTML, we are using these tags H1 up to H6. That is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. These are the terms used for the headings, used for giving the headings, used for making the headings bigger, smaller. While giving the varying numbers H1, 2, 3, 4, we can vary the size of our headings. So I open my H3, then given the particular text I have entered, that is registration form, then I have closed it and closed my center tags. See, this here I open the center section. I just only need to create this text in the center align, so I just open it and I just close it. The next thing is, I just once more open the center tag here. Next I have created a new tag, or I have introduced a new tag, that is form. See, here I am going to create a web page which is used to accept the inputs from the users. Which is used to accept the input from the users. The users can be a techie, that means a technical expert. The users can be a common man. The users can be a businessman. The users can be an economist. The users can be a teacher. The users can be a director, or anyone. And anyone can be the user. Here I am creating a design which is used to accept the inputs. A basic example: if you are applying for any competitive exams, there will be an online application form, and you will be entering your name, your father's name, mother's name, so your qualifications, so on and so on. So similar to that form, here we are creating a registration form. So in order to accept the inputs from the users, we are using the input elements. In order to access the inputs from the particular users who are sitting in front of your computer, who are sitting in front of your tab, or you use to access the mobile phones. For grasping the input from them, we are using these tags, input tags. So there are a lot of input tags, and these input tags can be tailored in the form section. The real life meaning to a form consists of a form is actually treated as a clusters because it consists a lot of related or meaningful informations. It consists of if you are going for an interview and if you are filling a form, the input details will be what's your name, what's your mail ID, what's your qualifications, or what's your work experience. If you are entering, similarly, if you are entering a form in a hospital, if you are going for a hospital, you are entering a form. The input, the type of input will be your name, your mail ID, your phone number, your blood group, type of diseases the consulting, you are consulting with stock. These are the inputs that will be accepted. So a form is generally used for collecting or accepting the inputs from the user. So I have started a form. Form is one of the elements, one of the tags used in HTML for accepting, for creating particular kinds of registration forms, particular kinds of user accepting elements. So I will open my tag form. Then the form consists of the two attributes. One attribute is action, and the next attribute is method. Like the attributes that have been used in the body tags, here we are using two attributes with the form section. So what will be action? What will be method? Action is the process. What has to be taken if I have completed this form? If I have entered the inputs related to this form, then what is the next stage I have to perform? That will be given the action section. What is the next action to be taken? What is the next step to be taken? Then what do you mean by method? A form generally consists of the two types of methods. One is get and one is post. If we are entering the data needs to be saved into the database. Example, if you are filling a particular application or registration form online, if you are entering so and so details, that details needs to be saved into the database. Right. If you are applying for a job, whether in the government sector or the private sector, you are giving your name, your age, your qualifications, you are uploading your resume, etc. Then that details should be saved into the database. So if we are entering a particular data and that data needs to be shifted to the database, this process can be treated as get or post section. Or this process can be named as get or post section. If we are collecting the data from the user and transferring it to the database, that section is called as post section. Here I have given as post because here I am creating a registration form. This registration form is used to accept particular inputs from the user. So if the user gives particular kinds of inputs, it needs to be transferred to the database. So from the user interface to the database, so I am known as post. If I am using get, where will be the get? The get will be in the section where the comparisons needs to be done. So the validation needs to be done. Validation means authentication needs to be done. So where will be the get? If I have designed a login form, a login page consists of two username, password, etc. So I have already registered user. So if I am registering, I will got a username, password, and I will enter that username, password into that particular designing sections and click sign in or login button. Then it has to, my home page has to be there. My home page needs to be present in my monitor, right? So the interactions will be accepting the inputs from the user, comparing it with the database, whether my entered username and the username saved in the database is correct, whether my entered password in that particular login page and the password saved in the prescribed database is correct. If it is matching, my home page will arrive. If it is not matching, my home page will not. Right. So the information is being accessed from the database. I'll make it simple. Generally, while accessing a web page, we see a gallery page or the media sections. If you access, there will be a drop-down list that consists of select the media you want to access. In this example, in our college website, we can access, there will be a drop-down, we can access Christmas celebrations. We need the photos of Christmas celebrations. So we select we have click on the drop-down list. In the drop-down list, a lot of items will be the Christmas celebration, honor celebrations, and exam schedules, etc., etc. So and so will be there. So I have selected the Christmas celebrations. Then the photos or the videos or the items related to the Christmas celebration 2019 or 2018 or 2017 or 2016 is being accessed from the database and displayed to the particular and displayed in front of the particular user who are accessing the website. So actually what's been happening? So the database information is accessed and represented in front of the users. So that method is known as get, accessing information from the database presenting towards user. Here we are using the method as post. So we have started the form there. Then next I have created a table. So for what purpose I have created the table is that table is being used. Table consists of a lot of rows and columns. Table is generally used in case of any medium for presenting the information in a neat manner or for presenting the information in a simple manner. We can able to access or grasp the information much friendlier than any other systems while we are using the table. Table is actually related to design, or the table is actually related to format. So I have created a table here for creating my form in a simple and in a meaningful manner, in a simple and also creating a meaningful design. So I start my table tag. I have given the style to table. Style is used for give some polishness to the table. So it is used for giving some sort of attractiveness to the table. Style. I have given two styles, that is the background colors and this is cell padding. Cell padding means the spacing between the cells. See, the table will consist of a lot of rows and columns, and that rows and columns can be shrink or can be enlarged. While we give the cell padding more, it will be in a larger size, and the background colors has been given, can be given. So I have given the two attributes in the styling section for the table. Then I have started my first row. TR stands for table row. Table is the tag which is used for creating a table. It is a starting tag. I am not explaining more because I have already discussed these kinds of designing classes in the section 1. So in the section 2 I am discussing about how we can tailor the design in the backend section. So the TR is used for table row. Table, so first section is table row. Then next one is table data. In the first row, what all data has to be given. Here I am giving two data, that is I have opened here. The first table data is name. In the domain we are creating a registration form. The first section of the registration form will be a name, and the name is being given as the first table data in the first row. The second table data is input type equal to text, name is equal to username. So what do you mean by input? Input is the tag that is being used in HTML for accepting input from the users. It is one of the form elements. It can be tailored with the form because form is a section used in an HTML for accepting inputs from the users. So input is another type of element used for accessing the inputs from the users in the form of a text box, in the form of a radio button, in the form of a checkbox. So here I am giving a text box. So that's why in the input the next entity is type. The next attribute is type. Input type equal to text. What kind of input I am accepting? Here I am accepting a text. So input type is equal to text. Then the next attribute is name. For what purpose we are giving it here? See, here we are tailoring the front end, that means the designing sections with the back end database. If we are creating a registration form or any kinds of forms in this world, there will be a lot of text box for accepting inputs. We can accept input text box for name. We can accept email through these kinds of text boxes. We can accept phone numbers through these kinds of text boxes. We can accept your fathers, mothers, or anything else through these kinds of text boxes. So, in order to create a uniqueness in each and every text boxes used in our website, it will give the name for creating a uniqueness to the text boxes used in our design session. The real life example, we have given a particular row number. In my section, an employee here, I have given a particular employee. For what purpose I have given an employee ID here? It is used to create a uniqueness for Ashish from other employees working over here. It can be used for punching. It can be used for giving the payment. Right? It can be used for verifying how much leave or how much holidays I have taken here. Right. Similarly, you students has given a particular university roll number. For what purpose that roll number has been given? Else, our papers cannot be corrected. Right. because each one of us has a same roll number MCE 60, MCA or MCE 60, MCE 001. Everyone will like in your class if 42, 50 students will be this and then 50 students have a roll number MCE 60, MCA 001. How can we correct it? You know it. Right. In the similar way, there will be a lot of text boxes in our website. And if all the text boxes have the same name, then how can we create a uniqueness in text boxes? How can we save the name in the particular field in the database? If I have given the name input as Sanjay and I have given the mobile number input as 987000055 etc. Then every text boxes will save the name Sanjay in every field in the database. Why? Because I have given the same name input type is equal to text only. So, in order to create a uniqueness, in order to create an independent or individuality over the text boxes, or that means in order to create an individuality of the same kind of items that is being used in the design sections, we are giving a name attribute. And here I have given use name because I have given user friendly as this section is used for accepting the user's name. Next thing is I have closed the TD here and I have closed the TD. So first row. I have opened the first row, I have given the name, I have given the text box for accepting the name, then I have closed it. Next section, I have opened the TR, that means the next row. I have opened the TD, table data. What I have given? I have given the password. Next I am accepting what password they have preferred to choose to enter into that particular website. So, I have opened the next TD here for accepting the password. Type is equal to password. So why the type has been changed to password? Password has to be hidden, right? We will not show our password to all of the crowd, to all the people gathered over here, and I will type this is my password, this is my OTP, this is my bank account password. I will type like this. The password needs to be hidden. So that purpose, the type has been given as a password. So it cannot be understood. It cannot be understood with the human eyes. It cannot be in any different format. We cannot grasp what is the password that has been typed by that particular user. So that type is equal to password. The name has been given for the uniqueness as use pass. The next sections, I have opened the third row and the third table data as email. Email. I am accepting email. It can be a text box. So here input type is equal to text. See this. For the name, I have given input type is equal to text. For the mail, I have given input type is equal to text. What makes the difference between the two text boxes? This is the difference. The first section, I have given the name as use email. In the next section, I have given use name. Sorry, first section I have given as use name. Next term, I have named as use email. So, even though if you are using the same text boxes for two purposes, similar to a polymorphism, same text boxes for the two qualification. Here we are entering the qualifications in the drop-down list. So drop-down list is somehow special from the other terms of input elements. Drop-down list is used to give a lot of items. It is similar to a cluster. Yes. See, here I am creating the registration form. For what purpose I have tailored the drop-down list is that I have to give qualifications. Qualifications of a human can differ. Someone will be using computer science, someone will be a postgraduate, someone will have got PhD. Right. So every humans may not have similar qualifications. It might be different. So according to the domain of my registration form, I have to categorize the qualification. Here I have given the 4 qualifications. With an extra option, that option is used for the user friendliness. All the users who are using the websites may not be a techie. They are the common people. In order to make aware the common people, for what purpose here we have tailored this element. So for that we have to use the user-friendly codes. So for that I have given option. The first choice of my option is selecting a value. Please select a value. You have to select a particular value from this. Right. If you are creating a blood bank, if you are creating a website for blood bank, we have to select our blood group, right? Someone may have blood group as O positive, someone may have blood group as O negative, someone may have blood group as AB positive, etc. AB negative, B positive, B negative, So these blood groups, a lot of blood groups will be there. Every human may not have the similar blood groups. They have to select their blood group from there. So for that purpose, these kinds of drop-down lists will help us. How we can create a drop-down list is that I have created a new row and I have given the first table data as qualification. And the next table data, I have opened the tag for the creation of drop-down list, that is select tag. And I have given a name for that. We have already discussed that the names is given for these kinds of tags in order to create a uniqueness for the tag. So select name I have given as body. Then the next item is I have given the options for the drop-down list. My first option value is select any value. Option is a tag and value is an attribute for the option. This value will be saved to the database. If we have not selected a value, then selected a value will be saved to the database. If we have selected SSLC, then this SSLC will be saved to the database. So this value have importance. So here I have given the 4 major values: SSLC plus 2 degree post graduation. Right. Then I have closed my drop-down list. These options will be enclosed within the select tag. I have opened my select tag here and I have closed my select tag. Next row I have opened to give the gender. In order to access the gender, I have given the radio button here. Right. I have given the radio button, so my input will be input type will be radio. I am not typing my genders. I will be selecting my gender and the radio button. Male, female. So type equal to radio. Name is equal to GEN. That's my wish. I have given the gender's name as GEN. I have the choice for giving the name as ABC. I have the choice for giving the name as XYZ. It is just a user identifier, so I have given the name as GEN. Then that GEN will be saved for the 2 radio buttons. See this? First one is input type is equal to radio, name is equal to GEN. I have in the next section input type is equal to radio, name is equal to GEN. For what purpose? I have given the name similar to both of these items. Every human being in this world will be in any one of these kinds of genders. A human being cannot be in both of these genders. So, in order to select a particular item from these 2 or 3 options, I have to place the similar name for the all radio buttons described here. Okay, I will explain another example. If you are creating an offline examination website, the choices will be optional, right? So my question will be full form of World Wide Web. There are 4 options will be there, and the 4 option choices may not. We cannot select the 4 options. We have to select only the 1 option. But these 4 options has a similar meaning. Right, like this gender. Due to that possibility only, if we are due to that kind of input only, we can enter or we can coordinate the values between different kinds of radio buttons. We are giving a lot of radio buttons in our inputs. We have to select a particular radio button, so we give the same cluster name. Right. If you are studying MCS3, then we have 4 options. We will give the name as MCS3. Because these are 4 options is related to MCS3. If it is MCS5, the students have been selected, 4 students have been selected from MCS3. I have to pick up 1 student. Then I cannot have the possibilities of selecting any particular student from S3. I have the possibility of selecting a student from only S5. So I will give the name common for these 4 students. Likewise, here we are giving gender. A human cannot be in 2 or 3 types of genders. He may be in 1 gender, whether it's male, whether it's female, etc. Right. So, if I have selecting male, then that option only will be selected. If I am selecting female, then that option will be selected. So, this is the importance of giving similar value for the name. Then in the next, I have given the text area. The next options, I have given the text area. I have opened a new TR and the TD table data. I have given an address, and the next TD I have given the text area. Text area is a new tag, another tag used for entering the comments. comments, address, etc. It cannot be entered in text box. Why? We will enter name, email, phone numbers, etc. in a text box, but we cannot enter our comments. Our comments may be of 200 or 500 words. It cannot be tailored in a particular text box. Right? So the comment box must be big compared to a text box. The comment box must be large. Right? If I am taking class to use, and if I am accessing feedback from it, suggesting you to give me a feedback for this class, then it cannot be a one-word feedback. Your suggestions, your options, all your thoughts need to be delivered in that particular feedback. So it should be a big one. So in order to give the address, in order to give the comments, we use this kind of text area. It's a large area. We can resize that area with the help of two attributes, that is rows and columns. Here I have selected 9 rows and 70 columns, so that much space will be there in my registration form for accessing the address from the user. So text area is a tag, and there are two attributes for it, that is number of rows and columns that has to be created for accepting the input from the user. Usually we use this text area for accepting much big inputs, that is much big textual format inputs. Usually it can be address, it can be comments, etc. Then the next thing is I have given a checkbox. Okay. Next thing is the declaration sections. You may have seen a lot of declaration sections in the website. What these declarations will be used? These sections will be used to declare that the above furnished details as correct. I have entered the details, I have entered my name, I have entered my qualification, I have entered my phone numbers, etc. So the above information I have entered will be correct. Usually we will see when we are entering application form for material exam, etc. Usually at the bottom of the page you can see these kinds of checkboxes and these similar rules. The above furnished details are correct according to your knowledge. So similarly, I have given the declaration here. Input type is equal to checkbox. Checkbox will be a square small box. You can tick that checkbox. If you are ticking that checkbox, then it is enabled. That means it has changed from part state to the true state. The next term I have given in the HTML tag is file. Input type is equal to file. So here we have discussed about a lot of input types. So first one is the text one, next one is the password, and next one is the radio button, next one is the checkbox, and the next one is file. So why there is this? The first TD stands for resume. The resume will be in a lot of formats. Usually it can be in a doc format, that is, it can be in a Word format. That file consists of 570 or 250 or 100 or 60 or 50 KB size. It's a particular file. So that particular file needs to be attached to a page, needs to be uploaded, needs to be transferred to a database. In order to access a particular file with the help of an HTML designing section, with the help of an HTML designing tag, we use input type is equal to file. So here I have used in my registration form because I am accepting or I am accessing the particular user's resume. Okay. So input type is equal to file, name is equal to user. Many kinds of file can be uploaded. Here I am accepting a user's resume, it can be usually in the doc format. I can upload file, bigger size files. So file can be image, video, etc. Depending upon your database and depending upon your table size, you can access or you can upload any kinds of files. So this is the code that is being used to upload a file. The last term is input type is equal to submit, value is equal to term, input type is equal to reset. What will be the term? Yes, button of course. Submit and cancel. I have created a registration form. Then the last two terms will be a button. The major code the code related to the validations, the code related to the form, the methods, actions, etc. will be taken into the form of the button. Yes. If I have something in the page, then the next page or the next stage has to be taken. If I am cancelling the page, then the corresponding stage has to be taken. So the two terms, submit and cancel, or submit or reserve is making. Then after all, giving these kinds of terms for entering the inputs, I have just closed my table. Once more repeat that. Table is a term that is used for the formatting of the documents. Here I have created a form. That form is being created to accept the input from the user, and I have accepted a lot of input from the users, and I have closed my table and I have closed my form. And in a similar manner, I have closed the tags that has been opened in the top. The same or the same tag, table, form, center. At last, I have closed my board because my section is being over, and I have created a registration form, and I have given so and so items, and my board is being closed. This is what I have to display to the web pages, and after that, I have closed my HTML. Okay. Yes. So our designing is been over. Right. This is the code I have to write, and I have designed a page. I have designed an HTML page. So what are the steps we have to use for saving a page? First of all, click File, click Save As, then give a name for it. I have given a name as registration.html. Okay. Then change to all files. The extension will be I am creating an HTML page, so its extension should have to be, or extension have to be in the .html format. If it is a Word document, its extension will be .docx. If in a C program, its extension will be .c. If it's a PHP program, its extension will be .php. Here we are designing an HTML page, so I have given the extension as registration.html, and I am saving it in a drive. Okay. Registration, this is my file. Right click on it. Then the next step is we have designed a page. We have designed a hypertext markup language page with the help of some HTML codes. Next thing is how we can run this page. How we can run a web page. I have already described that there is no special kinds of softwares like a .NET framework, like an Android Studio, etc. There is no need of such kinds of frameworks for running a web page. But we need a notepad for writing the code of the web page, and we need a browser for running or executing the code that we have designed. A browser is an application software installed in our systems, installed in our mobiles, installed in our laptops, installed in our tablets for running a website, for accessing a website, for having connectivity with the server. So there are a lot of application softwares, there are a lot of application browsers. Usually we have heard about Chrome, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, that's navigators, Internet Explorer, etc. other browsers. So in my system, I am opening my code that I have designed with the help of Google Chrome. So I right click on my notepad and open with Google Chrome. Okay. This is my code. This is the output of the code that we have designed today. Name. We have designed a table over here, and you can start from the top. Okay. This is a title. See, we have given the title as registrations. We can see here as registration. This is a URL. I have saved my design page in the desktop. So in the C drive, users, MCA, desktop, registration.sm. This is a URL. This is where the file is being kept. This URL will be different if we host this website or we host this document in a server. See, you can see the URL like www.gmail.com, www.facebook.com, www.youtube.com. Right. These are not the URL. So these kinds of documents will be there distributed in different kinds of servers all over the world. So we are accessing that information with the help of internet and a web browser, and we are accessing it to our mobiles, laptops, or tabs. While designing a page, we need not host our program into servers. We need a browser in your design environment, usually in your laptop. It should be installed in the laptops. Then we need a notepad. These are the two terms for designing an HTML page. And I have designed the page. So registration form is designed by us. The first thing is text box. Name has to be entered in the text box. I will give the name as Ashish. And the password, I will give a password as
uh, password. See this. See the difference. Input type is equal to text. Input type is equal to password. The name can be displayed, but the password should not be in a readable form. That's why it has came here as small dots. Then my mail ID has to be given. So Ashish@gmail.com. I given it. Qualifications. See, this is a drop-down list. These two are the text boxes. Name and email has been given the text boxes. This is the drop-down list. Qualifications. This is the first input. Selecting values. You can see an arrow here. Click on it. Then these are the 4 options that's been given: SSLC +2 degree and post graduations. Right. I select anyone. I'm MCA holder, so I have selected a post graduation. This is the drop-down list. Okay. The next thing is gender. Male, females. This is a radio button. Round shaped button. I select my gender as male, and I will be click. I select my gender as female, then that option will be selected. Selected my gender as male. So, in order to select a unique input from these kinds of clusters, I have given that name as a common name. That is, name is equal to GEN. You will remember that. Then the next term is address. This is a comment box. This is a big boxes. This is being given in the text area. That's why we have given the rows and columns there. So this is an address. So I have given my address so and so. I have typed my address over. I typed my address. Right? And this is a checkbox. This is a small square box. The above furnished details are being correct. A string or the text is being attached over here. If I put a tick mark over here, then these details, then this is used to assure that the details will be correct. So this options is used for selecting it's just like a boolean value used for selecting whether it is true or whether it is false. I have selected a tick mark, so this option will be selected. If I have not selected a tick mark, then this option is treated as false or disabled. So I tick on here. Then this is option for choosing a file. Click it. You can select the files. Your resume, if there is a resume for you in any of the documents, then you can select that particular files. See, I select any files. Okay, selected a file. This is file. Okay. So the buttons. Save and cancel. If this is only a design, if I click here, no changes will happen. See this, your file was not done because we are not connected to a database, and I have given my action as action page.php. The next step I have to go to action page.php. I have not given the details about that page, so that's why the output has been here as your file has not been found. This is just a design only. So if I click the save button too, nothing will happen because this page has no life. It is just a rough design. In order to create the life for this page, we are connecting it with the PHP, we are connecting it with the database, etc. If I give the cancel options, then these items will be cancelled. So these are the items used for the design. These are the button. These are the input used for uploading the file. This is a checkbox. This is an address box. This is address box, not an address box. This is a text area used for doing the address and much bigger comments. This is a radio button used for entering the options, used for entering the multiple option, or used for entering the choice from the multiple options. And this is the qualifications, and this is a drop-down list used for selecting a particular value from a cluster. And this is a text box. This is the password options. These are the items that's being used in a registration form that is designed by us today. This is the background colors. In the designer sections, we have watched a BG color attribute. So in the BG color, we have given an hexadecimal code, that is an HTML color code, and this is the output of that HTML color code. If I change it to red, then the red colors will be displayed. If I change that BG color to black, then that black color will be the background. So this is the importance of giving the table in our design, because like a table row, a structure or the proper formatting is being there for our registration form. Because a name is here in the first table data, the next table data is our text box. These two are in the same level, that is in the same TR. So that is the importance of giving a table in the design. So this is a simple design of our HTML page. So these are the items that we needed for developing an HTML designing page. In the next, we have